Mogul Motivation, educating and empowering entrepreneurs 1 week at a time. Presented by True Stories Media. And I am your host, Antoine Twiz Taylor. Let's start today's episode with a little math class. There are about 11.3 million millionaires in America. And of that number, most surveys report on average about 80% of them are self-made, meaning they are the first generation in their family to reach that status. They are new money, not old money that has been passed down from previous generations. Now, there are about 20 million black families in America. And out of that 20 million, roughly 380,000 break the $1 million mark. That's not even 2% of black Americans in this country. Now, understand something here. Despite majority of the NBA being black, your favorite basketball player is most likely black. LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, Steph Curry, Kobe Bryant, maybe a guy named Michael Jordan. Despite majority of the NFL being black, and I'm sure one of your favorite NFL players is black. Despite Jay-Z, Beyonce, P. Diddy, and all of these other famous musicians, despite Denzel Washington, Will Smith, Michael B. Jordan, Viola Davis, there are black millionaires in sports, movies, and music. We see them almost every day, and yet despite all of them and many more, it's still only about 400,000 black millionaires in America. Despite the total number of millionaires eclipsing 10 million. And of course, these numbers, they vary depending on the source and the year, but nevertheless, the gap remains enormous. And I'm not trying to make this racial, but it's hard not to, especially when the numbers are so night and day. And that metaphor, night and day, can be taken literal in a sense, because there's an experiment I like to show people here in Chicago. If you go to 95th Street and if you go all the way east to the lakefront, starting at Calumet Park Beach, and if you begin to make your way west on 95th Street, as you drive through the east side of the black neighborhoods, you're going to see some street lights that are out. You're going to see a lot of rundown liquor stores, a lot of mom and pop shops, a lot of fast food restaurants such as McDonald's and Burger King. But the further west you get on 95th Street and the closer you get to the white part of town, things get brighter, literally. You see Home Depot, you see Walmart, you see Panera Bread, you see Chipotle, you see Chick-fil-A. You don't see that many liquor stores, if at all. You don't see that many fast food restaurants. You see bigger brands. You see Fortune 500 companies. It goes from dark to bright, literally. And we could talk about the various reasons of why that is, why the black neighborhoods and the white neighborhoods are so drastically different, why there's so many white millionaires in this country, but barely 400,000 black millionaires. We could talk about why this is. We can go back to the psychological and financial effects dating back to slavery, through the convict lease system, all the way up to institutional racism. The list is long and complex. We can talk about that, but not today, because it's Black History Month now. And when you're black, living in a country where black millionaires are so few and in between compared to other racial groups, you would have to make history as you go. There's no way around it. And if you're listening to this podcast and if you're black, it's because you want to make history. And there's many reasons on why so many people don't make it, why so many people don't make history, because the enormity of the task is too much. It's frightening. And I mean, it should be, right? You grew up in poverty, you grew up in a single parent home, or your family has always been in debt, or nobody in your family has never even made more than $100,000, let alone $1 million. So who the hell you think you are to say you're going to be a millionaire? But the question should be, who is it to say that I can't be a millionaire? The answer is, only you can tell yourself that you can't, because you can. Most people are afraid to become millionaires and successful because they are content with what they have, and that is fine. But it's not fine for people like me. It's not fine for people like you. Enjoy the moment. Be grateful for the opportunity in your life, but never become content if you truly want more out of your life. We want more. We desire it. We crave it. And in order to get it, we have to break generational curses. But you don't break curses by snapping your finger. You break curses with focus. You have to focus. You have to be locked in on your goal. If you graduate from high school, you made history. If you're the first college graduate, you made history. If you are a trade school graduate, you made history. If you eliminate your debt, you made history. If you have an idea for a business plan, you made history. If you start that business, you made history. If you made a few sales in your business, you made history. If you scaled that business and now you're hiring employees, you made history. If you refuse to quit through the hard times, you made history. If the profits begin to pour in, you made history. Your dreams, your vision is history in the making. What you are doing right now at this moment is all a part of the plan. There is no magic word that's going to make you a millionaire and make you successful in your endeavors. There is no secret. It's just focus over a long period of time and a desire to win. You know, there was a meme I saw floating around social media a few months ago, right before 2019 hit, that said, this year in 2019, it feels like it's going to be a lot of black millionaires. Okay, well, prove it. Make history then. Lock in. Focus on that business plan. Focus on that career goal. Despite all of the distractions thrown at you, despite all the negativity around you, prove it. You know, Muhammad Ali is one of my favorite athletes of all time. I admire the man. And he said in one of his most famous quotes that a lot of people don't know about this quote. He said that as kids, we always say one day, I'm going to be a champion, or I'm going to be a great dentist, or I'm going to be a great lawyer. But very few actually make good on their promises and come back and say, I told you so. Be one of the few. Keep pushing so you can break these generational curses, so you can become self-made, new money, and in the process inspire someone else. And they will inspire someone else. Then more and more will go down in the history books. So that's my message this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let's continue to work. Let's continue to imagine reality, a new reality. And let's rewrite the history books. Don't stop. Keep that focus. Have a great day, ladies and gentlemen. I'll talk to you next week.